Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Dark Souls 2 livestream series. It has been too long, hasn't it? I apologise. It's been at least 2 months since I last recorded. I believe the last part was part 6. This should be part 7. And I have to be candid with you and say that my enthusiasm to play almost immediately drained away when I saw where exactly I was in the game. I do not like the Shrine of Amana. I have never liked the Shrine of Amana, as I'm sure I noted upon the closing of the previous livestream. It used to be worse. It used to be really, really bad. But it's better now, but it doesn't mean that it's enjoyable. It's still quite unpleasant. It's still something that I would rather not be traversing, but indeed it is a requirement of playing the game. You do need to go through Shrine of Amana in order to complete it. Hold on, let me try to organise my setup here. Yes, P. Berry. 1 year of subscribing to me. Congratulations, I suppose. Well, rather than congratulations, that's strange, isn't it? That's sort of the opposite impression that would give than me being grateful. You know, congratulations for no, thank you is rather the appropriate response. Yes, I am grateful. Congratulations. That's quite funny, actually. I should have just not thanked you at all. I should have just said, you know what? Good on you. Nice work. That's it. Oh, God. Lovely. I really was expecting to be able to target you sooner than I did end up targeting you. I'm actually at this stage, you can see that my performance is, bordering upon unacceptable. There is a level of acceptability when it comes to, taking excessive hits, but I'd say that crosses the threshold of acceptability into what is formally referred to as unacceptability. And, yeah, I'll try to improve. What I was saying when I first walked out here was, I'm just assessing my surroundings. I'm just checking things out, refamiliarizing myself. Because it has been a little while. I don't... did I have 0 souls? Not that you guys could see, because I would have been in the way of it. It being the soul counter, but I think I was in the way of it, so you wouldn't be able to assist. But I think it was at 0, which may suggest that I had died and left a bloodstain somewhere. But, yeah, I actually don't remember. I think what I was intending on doing when resuming, upon the resumption of my... I was about to say Let's Play. It's sort of like a live Let's Play, isn't it? But I'm calling it a live stream playthrough. Upon the resumption of my live stream playthrough, I was going to consume a human effigy, restore my health, and start playing properly. In fact, I'm starting to get a little bit of a flashback of the events of the previous recording, or at least the closing of it. I think I was playing like shit, and I was just like, nope, that's it. I'm playing like crap and I'm getting annoyed. Let's just save it for the next recording. Well, it is now the next recording, and I regret to say that I've not played any souls between the recording of that last part of this livestream playthrough series and this one, which means that I'm actually now likely slightly rusty, which does not help things at all. Now, let me just double check. For fuck's sake! I really didn't think that you'd be able to get me from that angle, otherwise I wouldn't have stood there looking through my inventory. How many times do I need to rest at this bonfire before I'm satisfied? Or perhaps before I start playing properly? That's an important question as well. Alright. Now, I just need to double check what my weapons are again. So I think if my Lost Sinner's Sword, which is imbued with lightning, becomes, low in its durability, I can then change to the Pursuer's Ultra Greatsword. Unless that is what I'm using. No, it is the Lightning Lost Sinner's Sword +1. That is what I'm using, and the reason why is because of the relationship between lightning damage and the Faith stat. Even though this sort of... Yeah, in terms of the scaling, it looks as if this is better, isn't it? Because it has strength and dexterity highlighted in blue to suggest that the scaling is better. But the actual damage being dealt, if you look at the stats on the right side of the window there, the stats are noticeably lower for the Pursuer's Ultra Greatsword. So yeah, that is definitely my secondary, not one that I'm going to keep equipped the whole time for reasons relating to being over-encumbered. Not just relating to, but that is entirely the reason. I don't mean to be abstruse on that point. I know that there's a... I can frickin' hear it. Then there was a follow-up that came much sooner than I was anticipating. I really do hate the Shrine of Amana. As I would have touched upon at the closing of the last recording, these... Well, I think it wasn't just the closing of it. I think I may have actually played through quite a little bit of this. That was just pathetic. That right there is this game in a nutshell, what I just did. Swinging at point-blank range at the enemy and still missing. That really is the level of satisfaction that you can expect from this game. I must be in a mood to bash Dark Souls 2, I don't know. I feel like there has been a healthy bashing of Dark Souls 2, as well as, praise for what it does well, but it certainly does a lot of things not so well, and it does lead to frustration. Anyway, my point that I was going to make, which was that I did mention in the previous video that in the original patch of this game, and it probably would have been the first few patches of this game, I did play it on release day, and probably for, a month or two after that point. No, it was longer than that before I dropped it. Let's say that I played it for about 4 months. Intermittently. From the day of the release. I believe for the entirety of that time, the Shrine of Amana was a lot harder to get through because the magic, those homing soul arrows, I guess I'll call them for lack of a better way to refer to them, used to home you perfectly, or home in on you perfectly. There was almost no way to avoid them. You had to either shield it or attempt to roll through it, which perhaps would be some sort of encouragement either to bring a high magic defense shield or increase your... what is it? What is that stat? I've forgotten it now. It's ADP, so I don't know if that's adept or adaptability, I still can't remember. I believe I was unsure last time I was playing as to what the full name of that stat was, but yeah, I have not informed myself of the full name of the stat, which is unfortunate. Oh yeah, I pretty much got to the end of that. I can see my bloodstain from here, it's glowing green, and I know precisely where I died. I was very frustrated that I had died there. It was predictable, but that didn't make it any less frustrating. Just want to see how much damage that's dealing. There was some splash damage associated with that. I don't know if I've picked up on that before, the fact that there was splash damage from that particular miracle. I don't, at this stage, want to contend with the troll. I refer to it as a troll because I don't know its actual name. I think that's an acceptable description of the creature. I may, in fact, and this may be ill-advised, run past all of them. I think that's fine. And then I'll just deal with you. And I can't imagine the troll attempting to attack me through here. Imagine if he just started swinging his arms and the walls of this house were just obliterated. That would be quite upsetting. Now, the thing with this, which is very articulate of me, I am not going to summon her immediately. Well, what am I suggesting? That I want to use her for the boss? Because I think there's another bonfire between here and the boss, so maybe I'll just use her to assist in getting through this part, which, to be honest, is not an easy part of the Shrine of Amana to get through. It's one of the harder parts. I'm just going to... hand on heart, I don't have a witness. I do not have a witness, but hopefully you all accept that I am a man of integrity. I was not holding my left analog stick. My thumb, and in fact no digit of my hand was touching the left analog stick when I went two-handed and did this attack, and yet it still managed to completely miss its target while I was targeting the enemy. Why? Why is that? You know, I have gone to great pains to try and adapt to that awful targeting system with, well, I guess the system with ultra greatswords and other similarly large weapons where you still have full motion with your left analog stick while attacking, which is, you know, inverse. It is totally the opposite to what I used to, or what I used to encounter and what I have become used to with the older games. It's not how it's supposed to be. Please get in there and attack, lady. I can see that she's getting work done. I have to go around this way. I'll get my soul, that's probably a good plan. Or my bloodstain. I always refer to it as a soul. It's more accurate to call it a bloodstain, because that is literally what it is. I don't think you ever lose your soul. You lose your life, but you don't lose your... For fuck's sake, how much damage does that deal? Just because I chose to lower my guard at a really unopportune time. That was a good attack. Happy to see that. That was supposed to be a running attack, and it really did not end up being that. I absolutely love missing all of my attacks from point-blank range. It's not just satisfying, it gives me great pleasure to miss all of my attacks. Could you please... Lady? Perhaps she was actually assisting greatly in attacking whatever that was. Maybe it was going to ambush me. In fact, I'm sure it was going to ambush me, I've no doubt. I will try and dispatch these things without alerting the archdrakes, which did not happen. Is that what they're called, archdrakes? Their armor is called archdrake something or other. I can't imagine that they are called archdrakes because they are not drakes. They are not just not archdrakes, they are in fact people. Or something. Oh god, they're being healed. You get the fuck out of here. You can very clearly see that I am in a bad way, and look who has taken that opportunity in hand with alacrity and fervor. That is about right. Look at him beating on me like that. You keep the fuck away from me! Now, just to add further information to that situation, you might not understand because you're not the one playing the game. I had limited mobility in there. I was running slower. I probably should have rolled. I mean, it's so typical that once you start to almost die, the fucking NPCs, well, NPCs, the enemies will start to attack you more viciously. I'm just running through. I have had enough. Which is perhaps a surprise to hear, because I only just started this recording, but let me tell you, I was done with the Shrine of Amana a long time ago. So, yeah. I will happily take the damage at this stage. I will happily take the damage if it means that I can get through this shithole faster. Alright. Okay. You... I could see your friend hiding in the water, but... Anyway. Yeah, avoid that. Oh, I managed to walk into... You prevent me from going through there, and we're going to have a serious problem, sir. He did successfully prevent me from going through there. I have to deal with him. I have no choice. There's one thing that the enemies are very good at in this game, and that's pursuing you when you don't want to deal with their shit. They will chase you down. They are very pursuant. Ugh. That's an interesting way to formulate that statement, Manuel Damata, because it took me a while to make sense of what the hell you were talking about. His comment is, I don't mean to trash the comment, he said, the directors of the game Dark Souls to do one where you face all the bosses from each game. So you want a boss rush mode, basically, which is acceptable. I think that'd be interesting. Just a little spin-off. I mean, you wouldn't even need to have a whole game for it, would you? You would just need to have it be a separate little mode for some game. Ideally a Souls game. Not something like Elden Ring. But yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I'm not sure what to do now because I don't have any assistance whatsoever. Alright, get in there. See, my hope was that in running to attack you, I'd be able to avoid the magic arrow. That is not how things turned out. This part, honestly, is the hardest part of the Shrine of Amana. I will happily say that. And I say it without shame. It is the hardest part. See how that motherfucker is attacking me from a distance? You may not have seen it, but I saw that animation, that casting animation. Bastard. Frickin' enemies. And they have healing. There's a healing one near those enemies as well. Now, the irony of this situation is that I do have ranged capabilities, limited though they are, to 3. But quite frankly, I still can't make use of it. I could make use of it to perhaps coax one of those Archdrake robe-wearing individuals my way. But, yeah, because I think if I were to attack one of them, they would all start running. I don't think I can get in range of that one. See, I keep trying to target that one, but it was targeting the creature lying in wait under the water instead. Maybe I can kill you just with lightning spears. I think that's worth attempting to do. I'm not used to actually not having a shield in the left hand. I meant to raise a shield rather than cast twice. That's why I took that hit. I will actually lose my patience spectacularly and explosively if I am unable to target this thing. Why is it that I can't target you? You're not very far away. Can we all just agree that this enemy is not very far away? Are you now pursuing me? No, that was a ghost of another player, which is quite frankly putting me off. You know what's really putting me off? Not being able to target that fucking enemy from so close. Also, why are you so mobile in this water? Why do you move faster than me in this environment? Are you wearing special water boots? You bastard. If I get your boots, will they have a special effect attached to them? Water walking? Something like that? No. That would be a well-designed video game, wouldn't it? For them to have an actual reason for the enemy to be faster than you in the water, and then for you to be able to see it in the equipment that they drop. Wow. Game design. Yeah, fuck you. I will retreat, or attempt to retreat. There's a scenario where retreating, you know, trying to play in a tactical manner, is actually less favourable. He immediately starts swinging at me, when actually what I should have done, instead of retreat, is just keep mashing the fucking button to keep him stun-locked. And the death, by the way, incidentally, was also bullshit. He did a thrusting maneuver and hit me from the side. Did you see the fucking hitbox of his thrust? At least I got my souls back, but seriously, I hate this part of the game. Yeah, whatever. Wow. You find the enemies in this game to be very terrifying. Well, some of them can be, but for the most part, they are not that scary. It is not a horror game. I would encourage you to never play a horror game, because the enemies are not that scary. Or at least not as scary as a game like that. Alright. I performed a little better that time with my evasive maneuvers, although I am minded to chalk that up to a fluke rather than, you know, perfecting some kind of technique. What I will not do is repeat my error from last time. What the fuck am I doing? I just completely lost track of my movements there. I'm not going to attempt to open that door. I'm not interested in that door at this stage. What I am interested in is healing. Obviously keeping an eye on that troll creature. And proceeding like so. Really? That's not enough to get a one-shot? No, you move too fast. I don't know if anyone's told you this, but you move too fast. I just lost approximately 35,000 souls. I don't know what it is about this that is so difficult. What is it about these enemies, this scenario, the environment? I'm not sure. I just feel like this environment, coupled with the mechanics of the game, which are so sticky and slow and disgusting, it makes for the most deadly combination, which in turn leads to a very unpleasant gaming experience. You know, the Shrine of Amana, I had developed a muscle to deal with this fucking place. That muscle is now weak and all but gone. So, yeah. I have to try and redevelop that while playing. Go away. Alright, let's try that again. I'm dying at the place that's actually not all that difficult. Which is not a good way to go about dealing with the location. You know, oh, what was that? That looked like a sunbro, as they used to call them. I don't know if they're still called sunbros here. They were never officially called sunbros, I don't think. I think I've just... For a second I thought I'd completely fucked myself, and I'll tell you why. I thought that I had drawn the attention, not just of these enemies here, but in fact the Archdrake robe-wearing guy. Why? Why is this happening to me? Can someone explain that? I think what's going on here is I'm playing very recklessly and very lazily, but usually I'm able to make up for that with some kind of skill that is latent within me, that comes out in those situations, you know, some sort of built-up skill, but I am so rusty, it seems, and so, I guess, slow in my reactions that I had just consumed a human effigy so that I could then, you know, take on that scenario, that situation, with the assistance of a summoned phantom. And now I've lost that opportunity. I've squandered it pathetically. Seriously, I know I'm playing recklessly, but, you know, as much as I am an advocate for patience in Dark Souls, particularly when things are not going your way, I'm not in the fucking mood today. Sorry, not happening. I will, you know, continue to play in this way. Ugh. Alright, so we need to just remain out of the... You can leash immediately. Alright, so I was not being pursued by anyone there. Except, of course, for the magic from a distance. Yes, I am making my way to the next bonfire, which is on the way to the boss. But this section is very difficult to get through. At least when you're playing like shit. Which, it's a mixture of this place being difficult and me playing like shit. I will admit that. I did not position myself to the left. Why am I attacking in that direction? I have at this stage gone to the trouble of no longer touching my left analog stick so that I can be accurate with my swings. when targeting an enemy with this sword. And yet, even under those circumstances, I don't know what it is. Is it the movement of the enemy that's causing my character to overcompensate into some strange direction that has no relation to the position of the enemy that I'm fighting? Or is it just the game doing something random? I don't know. But, you know, it makes it harder. This is the point, ladies and gentlemen. It is the fact that I'm dealing with a difficult area, but it's not just the difficulty of the area that I'm having to contend with. It is the broken nature of the game mechanics. I'm fighting the game mechanics first, and then I'm dealing with the area. And when you're fighting those two things at the same time, let me tell you, it is miserable. You know, and these are not game mechanics that are old and outdated. They were shittier than those that preceded it. They were made to be bad. I'm not saying that they were intended to be bad, I'm just saying that what makes them bad is the result of intended design, which, you know, inadvertently, on the part of the game developers, was actually made to be awful. Alright. We will get through it this time. I will endeavour to be both patient and careful. I wish it didn't take 3 swings to fucking kill you. I really wish it didn't. Alright, so we'll do the same thing we did last time. We will give that creature under the water a wide berth. We will take on this enemy. I was regrettably hit by that other, you know, guy's magic. Do you see how my camera is really struggling with this situation? It's because I'm trying to do that strange fucking thing called target the enemy. And the enemy's not that far. Like, really, can we all just agree with that? Look. Oh, now you want to work. Fuck you. Don't you dare. See, it's such a waste. I shouldn't have to use another lightning spear on you, but it's quite worth it. I can't take the hit and then hit you, because apparently you are not targetable from that distance, which, in my opinion, is a perfectly reasonable distance for me to be able to target you from. Like, really? The Shrine of Amana, ladies and gentlemen. Stop doing that. Get your shield up, prick. Yes, get over here. The less of you people I have to deal with at the same time, the easier it is going to be for me to get through this area. Okay, in killing this guy, and this is actually how this is designed. This is precisely how this is designed. In killing this enemy, I am going to draw the attention of these enemies here. I got him, but then they are going to pursue me with ungodly speed. Just, you know, unparalleled speed. Yeah, fuck you. The Shrine of Amana. The Shrine of Amana. I didn't know where the fucking drop-offs were, did I? No idea. I couldn't see it. Sorry. I knew that they were around. But it's a tense moment of, well, I guess retreating. I was going to say combat, but it's, you know, retreating to then engage. It wasn't that I was completely fleeing, but seriously. Miserable shit is what that is. The only reason why my controller has not yet been snapped in half is because, I've been through this shit before. Believe it or not. This place used to be much harder. And yet I was still able to get through it in the past, God knows how. But, yeah, I'm obviously having a real rough time of it this time. And, Yeah. My only option, really, is to just go. Alright, anyone attacking me? You're not going to attack me, as we've already discussed. Alright, let's try to do this with the summoned phantom with greater care, because perhaps I was not careful enough last time. I'm willing to accept that. Maybe I just need to approach this. Oh, get out of the doorway. And, you know, this time I'm going to direct it to my character. Please aim for the fucking enemy when I swing my sword. Like, aim for it. Christ. Alright. Slumbering dragon, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't think I want it. It's probably got... Where's the... Oh, the magic defense is actually worse. Which is interesting. I don't know what this is for. It seems to be good for blocking lightning damage, but that's about it. Oh, it actually gives you... It's similar to the Dragon Crest shield. No, Grass Crest shield, sorry. That's a different shield. The Grass Crest shield, I believe it's called, from the first Dark Souls game. Presumably. The effect is stamina recovery, which presumably refers to the speed at which stamina is recovered. Why am I taking so much damage from that crap? Hold on, let me just stand somewhere safe. And I need to equip some different life gems here. The radiant ones will suffice. Don't stand there and get hit. Fortunately, you are quite resistant, which I'm happy to see. Let me just drink this crap and hopefully not get hit. I'd be very annoyed if that happened, because that would cancel out the benefits of having consumed the Estus Flask at all. Look at her go. Look at her go. Alright, I'm going to get in there and attack this one. You would actually think that that one, like that enemy's fire would have been drawn by the Phantom, but no. No. That's not how this has happened today. Alright. No, go away! Look how far I can target the enemy this time. Why is it so temperamental? I don't know. Alright, let's deal with the healing one. I may be attacked from the side. She's just being fucking slain. Oh, one of the enemies actually fell down with her. They probably pushed her off the edge. And then... Oh, that's very good. Okay. What I really should have done was not even engaged you. Which I'm now going to. I'm going to take my own advice. Why am I doing this? It's because I don't trust myself. I have died to just one of these enemies before. I'm going to go back and kill him, believe me, but I just wanted to at least light that bonfire because I'm not doing this shit again. Ooh. That's right. Get out of my face. Ugh. Alright, the irony of this is that the boss is quite easy, which I suppose is not so much ironic as it is expected. The difficulty of this location is not at all in the boss, it's the place that you're going through itself. And, yeah. Let me try to figure out how to get through here, because I think I will... No, don't do that. I'm going to have things break if you do that to me, okay? I don't want anything to break, because I don't have much money at the moment, okay? How many of these can you take? Oh, that's not enough to kill you. And, quite frankly, I don't know why. So now that I've weakened the giant mushroom, I should be able to run in there and kill it before it can... Oh, I thought my shield had been destroyed or something. There you go. It's actually funny to see it up close. It's not so much a mushroom as it is an insect. The giant mushroom insect thing. I am alive, which means I'm going to get invaded by an NPC. Which is not good. Oh my god, what am I going to do? Just engage the fucking boss? I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. I'll pick all this stuff up later. Okay? I don't need that stuff now. But I'll tell you what I do need. I need to feel as if I'm actually progressing in some way. Oh, no, maybe it's Scholar of the First Sin where you get invaded, yeah. I don't know. It's been so long that I start to conflate those two. The two games. Alright. What do you have to say, lady? Nothing. Ow! How can you still be hitting me? Are you for real? You've got to be taking the piss. Alright. Now, the Demon of Song, on occasion, I will asceticize. I will, you know, use a bonfire ascetic and fight it twice, because it's easy. But the Semen of Dong... The Semen of Dong is what Peaberry has typed in the chat. I have never actually heard that, nor done that myself, but yes, the Semen of Dong is the upcoming boss, which is an easy boss, but if you play like an idiot, you can fuck it up. Cannot rule out the possibility of me playing like an idiot. Come on. I'll let you attack first. Oh my god. I'm probably just going to go two-handed and not bother shielding at all. You can see that the amount of damage I'm doing... To be honest, the fact that I'm doing sort of like an uppercut attack with my sword and then that hits a shielded part beneath your head, that is actually intolerable. Alright. Please tell me if the game is too loud. I don't want to be drowned out by the game. This boss confrontation is going to be a better way to see if the game has a tendency to drown me out at this volume. If it sounds too loud, just let me know. Oh, come on. I would assume that this boss is weak to lightning, which is good. Oh, managed to actually get a follow-up out there. It may actually be more effective to, instead of roll away from it when it's doing that attack, to instead roll to the side. Probably a more effective result for less effort expended. But yeah, so after all the adversity that I just endured, the boss itself was really no problem at all. I could have had 35,000 more souls than I currently do have, which is 39,000. But we won't cry over spilt milk, we will push on ahead. Where's the exit point? I think it's over there. Yeah, there it is. God, it's all the same colour, that wall. Alright, so what I'm going to do is... Is that what I'm going to do? Yes. I will continue on for now. I will light that bonfire from before. And then I will actually go back and try to get those pickups. I don't think any of them are helpful for my build, but I haven't recently seen those pickups. I know that among them there is like a soul spear or something along those lines. Perhaps not a soul spear, but some kind of magic, which I'm not going to be using. But based on the fact that there is a higher level spell there, there might be other things of use, so I'd like to find out. Hello, Mr. Paul, yes. Alright, so I'm just... Oh, for God's sake. We have to deal with this. Mr. Aldia. I mean, who wants to sit here and let your dialogue progress naturally? We can't even hear what you're saying. And whoever thought that it would be more interactive to have the player repeatedly talk to a character to exhaust the dialogue, that person needs to be smacked across the back of the head repeatedly until their brain either rattles enough to cause a thought that makes sense to pass through it, or we can just continue to do that until the brain turns to mush. I really don't care, but that is just... that's absurd. It's boring. It's disengaging. Like, I'm not engaged by that. It makes me less inclined to care if I have to keep fucking pressing the A button to talk to you. Alright. Shrine of Amana. We are back. But not for long. Just for long enough to get those drops that I bypassed before. I did say that I may not have said it explicitly, but I did suggest that I was only temporarily foregoing the drops. And that I will be back. Alright. Large soul of a proud knight, green blossom. Good day. I will not be consuming any of these radiant life gems. That would be a bit of a waste for these drops, I think. It's my instinct. I keep expecting that I'll be able to do a running attack, but because of the... I bet you all thought I was going to fall off the edge there. I did too, actually. I keep expecting to be able to do a running attack, but because of the water, in other words, the limited mobility that I'm having to deal with, I cannot actually do a running attack. I'm going to fall off if I continue in that direction. I'm going to die if I continue to be hit by these enemies. Okay, we do have to deal with the magic too, don't forget that. The fucking enemies and the magic simultaneously. I mean, if you want to know what clenching is, that's what I'm currently doing. You can't hear it, nor can you see it, fortunately. But I can assure you that you can identify with the reason as to why I would be clenching. Fuck. Now, let's regroup. Far out. Why are you behind me? You as well. Well, not that you're behind me, but you are the next to die is really what I was trying to get across in saying you as well. Alright, I don't think there are many more enemies except for these two casters. I should be able to deal with both of them, hopefully. I will attack once and then be evasive. I haven't the stamina for this, as you can all tell. I think the damage that's actually... oh my god. Peculiar Kindalure. This is the fellow that I was expecting to get invaded by, but wasn't invaded by. Because, I don't know, I didn't stand in the exact spot where he normally spawns. Hey! How many of them are you going to fire at me? He had better pursue me. I'm not going to fucking fight him over there. Am I real? Well, actually, do you know what? I do not often find the occasion to use these Radiant Life Gems anyway, so I'm not that worried about wasting them here. I'm not worried about that attack, man. Oh, he is. Is he just extremely resistant, or did he partially roll through my attack? Oh, I thought he was going to walk into the fucking... you know. Oh, I can knock him off. Do that. No, I'm gonna get fucking thrown off. Second dragon ring at risk. Well, I know why. It's because I really want to knock you off. That was such a good opportunity there. It just would have sped things up, you know. Look at you, you prick. Whatever I get from this person is not worth the time that I'm taking to fight him. I'm just going to put it out there. I can do a bloody running attack here. Yeah, you go back there. I like it when you go there. It's really good. It's really helpful. Oh, actually, I'll try to knock you off. I'm actually willing, as it so happens, to take that risk. The risk in that case was me breaking my sword. But what? I don't know what just came up. Oh, it's whatever I got from him was something that I just accepted or received with other shit in the way. I wanted to see what I just got. Fucking hell. I don't even know. It could have been anything. Do you really think I have been keeping such close tabs on my inventory that I'd be able to look in here and go, oh, that's what it was. That wasn't there before. I mean, bullshit. No, I've got no idea. Fuck. Alright. Yeah, it's not the best weapon to stagger and knock him off, but I did do the pushing animation. Okay, so we should have... Oh, we don't have our last enemy. We have a few more enemies hidden under the water. So we've got some Twinkling Titanite. I'm actually going to pay attention to my pickups here because I have gone to a lot of effort to get all this stuff. Red Iron Twin Blades, Soul of a Proud Knight. That, I believe, is the spell behind that. Using that twice in one sentence to generically refer to things. I will attack you first. If I have to get an... Why? How? How can an attack be so shit that it would still miss under those conditions? I mean, what the hell? I mean, that hit, at least. I'm going to incredible lengths to get this place cleared out. I mean, I have no more healing wares unless I want to get old Radiant Life Gems out, which I don't. And, yeah. All Estus consumed as well. Fuck. Alright. I don't think it's really worth trying to get this spell, but I'll do it anyway. I don't even remember how to get to it. I think you have to really hug this pillar. Yeah. Not difficult to do just like this, but it can be difficult if you're in combat. I would strongly advise against doing this during combat. Bad idea. Alright, so I think we've cleared this area out. No, we haven't. I'm seeing something over there, but perhaps it's not accessible. Am I going to try and access it? Probably not. Do I have the patience? Probably not. But at least I'm close to a bonfire if I fuck something up, so let's just do that. I do have Homewood. I can do that as much as I want. Large Soul of a Proud Knight, Green Blossom. Oh god. Do I have to make a jump here? That looks like I have to make a jump. Well, let's go for it. I don't really care if I fuck it up. No, I pressed the button to jump like 3 times and my character refused. So I don't know how to actually do that, but at least I made the attempt. It'll be easy to get my bloodstain back, and then I'll just use Homewood again, and that won't be a problem. To demonstrate, I will go to bonfire number 3, because technically... Oh no, what am I doing? I just warped to the same bonfire. I mean, honestly, words almost fail me. Anyway, I thought I had, without even checking, and you can tell that I wasn't checking, I thought that I had actually ended up in that that crypt that or whatever it was, mausoleum, I can't remember what it's called now. I thought I'd ended up there, you know, where I last lit a bonfire. But no, that is definitely not what happened. Oh yes, my second dragon ring is at risk. It is absolutely... No, actually, it's fucking broken, that's fine. I was going to say it would be very much in my interest to repair it before it is broken, because it is less expensive to repair something that's not broken versus something that is, so... Yeah. I'm not surprised that my second dragon ring is broken. Just taking damage in general will cause it to break quite easily because its durability is very low, but if you're getting hit by this durability powder stuff, it's pretty bad. There you go. You make an almighty noise when you're dispatched, my friend. That's an interesting place for my bloodstain to be. Like, really? You'd put it up there? Alright, let's get homeward ready. Stop it. I have to get out of the way of this crap. It's almost not even worth using homeward because I had to get out of the way of those attacks. Otherwise, I probably just would have been killed where I was standing. Alright, we are currently sitting on 48,000 souls. That is without factoring in any consumable souls that I'm holding that I may want to use. I don't think I have a reason to use the Demon of Song soul, except to consume it. So I may do that. Oh. You're saying that the bonfire was not lit because Aldia talked to me. Well, that is annoying, isn't it? Now I have to go back. I can make that journey, it's not too far. But that is extremely annoying. You do appear to be correct. How annoying is that? What a stupid design. My intention was to light the bonfire, and quite frankly, it was pretty fucking lit, wasn't it? Like, it exploded in flame. It wasn't just lit, it exploded in flame. And yet, you're going to tell me that that was not lit. This game can fuck off, honestly, like... I would be eternally ashamed to have my name listed on the credits of this fucking video game. Just utterly ashamed. Alright. I'm consuming all of these souls because they're better off in my soul counter than in my inventory at this stage. I will actually go and drop these stones, otherwise I'll forget to do that. And it's good to do that. Because you never know what you can get. Alright, what are my priorities right now? Because it's been so long since I was actively playing on this build, I just don't remember what I'm working towards. Because I'm still at that stage in the game where there may be stat requirements for things that I want to use. Or maybe I am past that point. Or maybe I'm technically not, but I haven't checked to see what I might want to use. I have the strength, obviously I have the strength for that. This is going to be using high strength requirement weapons. I have the strength for that, but I don't need it because I'm not using it anymore. Let me think. So, yeah, I have a feeling that I've been neglecting my faith, so I might... No, I'm not neglecting my faith. It's... No, attunement's okay. Let's take you to 20. I'm happier with you at 20. Yeah, I think it's time that we put some points into basic stats, like health and stamina. I think that's a good idea. Alrighty. I don't expect to use anything that would require intelligence. If that does happen, I'm happy to respec later on. I'm not a person who is reliant on respec, but, you know, I do occasionally make use of it. I'm entirely used to Demon Souls in the first Dark Souls, so I make my builds intuitively without relying on respec. In other words, stat reallocation. which is the best thing, because that's the best way to do it, because you learn how to do it properly the first time. It's kind of a... You are more adept at making a build at that point, rather than just sitting there saying, oh, it's okay, I can make a mistake. In fact, I can make a mistake as many as 3 times. I don't actually remember how many times you can reallocate your stats in this game, theoretically. But it probably goes up with every single game. I'm sure it does. Alright. Now, I'll tell you what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for those... what are they called? I may actually still have one in my inventory here. I'm hoping for a petrified dragon bone. That's what I'm hoping for. So I think I just need... I may actually be able to upgrade this weapon one more time. But if I do require 3, I definitely want another one of those. Alright, so... the annoying thing with these stones is that you can accidentally use them like that. You don't want to do that. You want to leave. You don't want to use, you don't want to discard, you want to leave. It's so annoying. But it's alright. They've definitely streamlined this. Boltstone. No, not what I want. The thing is, if you have a lot of these to drop, if you do it too fast, you will inevitably use one of the stones accidentally. Shut up! Twinkling time, But yeah, if you start doing it really fast because you're trying to get through a lot of small, smooth and silky stones, you will, unfortunately, or smooth and silky stone, small or otherwise, you will accidentally use one at some point. I mean, bolt stones are helpful, but I actually don't think I need that many. I probably have... oh no, it's only 2 now. I suppose that's helpful, but I'm tempted to say that it's not, because how many lightning weapons do I want? That's kind of boring, just to have a bunch of lightning weapons for my build. Yes, it works with Faith, but I'd rather have weapons that innately have lightning damage, but anyway. Okay, we've still got some small ones to drop, so I will do that. Yes, it has been streamlined from having to quit and reload the game. And in the case of Demon Souls, they actually changed the location. Like, it's not even where you dropped it, you have to go behind the tree trunk. Or at least one of the roots of the tree. Quite a lot of work. Alright, I shall make use of Homewood now. It is a convenience that I'm not spoilt by the convenience of Homewood, but it is nice to have. Alright. Where shall we continue? I'm trying to remember what I haven't done. I do need to... okay, so we did that boss. I think. What's that? I forgot that bonfire. I killed that boss. I'm not ready for the boss of that location I just reached. I do know that. Or I might be. Maybe I am ready for it, I don't know. Maybe I should... oh, there are some things I do need to do first. I need to repair my ring, and I need to consider what armor I would like to use. I'm currently using the full Vangal set, minus the helmet. But yeah. Where the hell am I going? I'm going this way. Leningrad. I'd like to repair my ring. Let me just see. I can reinforce that. Is there a reason why I haven't? Did I recently get this petrified dragon bone? I suppose it's possible. Maybe I got it in the Shrine of Amana at some point. So I'm starting to wonder what armor set I would like to make. I've explained this before, I make armor sets based on appearance in the Souls series. Perhaps some would say that it's silly, but that's the way I like to play. So, I'm just checking this. No, that does not have any sort of faith scaling. I will upgrade that. I don't think I will improve this shield, because I may want to make a different one. I'll be around. Do you mean for the Archdrake mace? Or do you mean this? Anyway. This armor will certainly suffice for now. Maybe I should try upgrading it. Just because I'm lazy.
What?
I'm lazy. Depends what is required to reinforce it. If it's Twinkling Titanite, it's a good increase for each piece though. Should have really... I'm assuming that I'm too heavy if I... Oh, I don't have the head of Vangal yet. I'm going to go and get that. That is going to be how I will increase my defense. I will get the head of Vangal. The only reason why I haven't actually gotten the full set is because I haven't been bothered to go and get his head. So I will do that. Where am I going? I'm going to this place. Ruined Fork Road. He gives you his helmet, which makes no sense because he's wearing it. But that's typical Souls. Let me remember where I'm going. I'm going that way. Taking the right path. And because we have killed his body, he will reward us with his helmet.
Ah, it was you who vanquished my body. It is my body, you see, and I do not know. If you wish, I cannot lie. I wasn't.
At least I thought that was the case. Maybe he gives you his helmet by exhausting his dialogue.
I'm great, but what? Thank you for Here.
Yeah.
Go along.
Oh, what's with that fucking sound effect? That's new. That's a new Steam thing. That's very cute. They're trying to make it more console-like, I guess. Give you a cute little sound effect when you get an achievement. Yeah, alright. Alright. So the reason why I'm still getting achievements for things as basic as getting Vangal's helmet here is because on PC specifically, I've only played the Scholar of the First Sin version. All of my original Dark Souls 2 play was on the PS3. So, yeah, this is the first time I'm really doing a playthrough. Well, actually, the second time I'm doing a playthrough of Dark Souls 2 on the PC in the original version. So, yes, I'll still be getting a few achievements as we play. Yeah, that sound is a new Steam sound. First I've heard of it, but I suppose it's Steam's way of improving itself. I don't know if that should be among their priorities right now, but fine. Let me just see how long I've been live. 1 hour. Very good. I think I'm ready to make the journey to that place that I really should have access to, but don't. For God's sake. It's alright, a quick run through should get me there. I've run past those enemies before. What frustrates me is that I have to do this again. I did repair that ring, didn't I? I should have done. Yes, I did. But yes, I am doing this again, where I run the risk of having my stuff broken. It's just delightful. It is still strange to me that it's not the position of your character that so much dictates your aim, it's the position of your camera. So if you're looking in the right direction, it'll work. Alright, what have you given me? Corrosive urn, thanks. You get away from me. Oh my god. But yes, my defense should have greatly increased, actually. With the addition of Vengal's Helm. Normally I wouldn't use this set because it's too obvious. It's a common set, it's easy to get, but it's also very good. It's a little boring in that way, so that's the reason why I typically wouldn't use it, but this time around, yeah. I'm just lazy enough to go for it. I suppose it's because I no longer have a ready-to-access lexicon of knowledge regarding this game. So, yeah. Sorry, my nose is very irritated. Oh. I do like hearing this sound, reminds me of Demon's Souls. Alright. The unlit bonfire. For God's sake. Now that that's lit, we can now access the Undead Crypt entrance via fast travel. Lovely. Stupid game. Of course, there was a time when you used to light that bonfire and it didn't come out at all. I would have much preferred if they kept the original version of the game, in other words Dark Souls 2, free of Aldir. Just not included him at all. He was included in the game update, you didn't even need the DLC. So, yeah, and I know that for a fact. Maybe I don't know that for a fact. Maybe it was DLC related. No, definitely it was unrelated to the DLC, because I remember I had stopped playing Dark Souls 2 on the PS3 before the first DLC came out because the game pissed me off that much. I was so displeased with it that I actually quit that game before the first DLC dropped. And I then picked it up again sometime later to do my Let's Plays of it on this channel. And it was at that point, sometime after I had quit, that I realised that there had been a game update. I certainly hadn't downloaded the DLC, because I had no investment in the game at the time. But I realised that Aldir existed. Scared the shit out of me. I was like, what was going on? Oh yes, I cannot produce light here. I'm going to check what this vendor sells. I can't remember. These guys are quite relaxed. They will try to attack me if I produce light. I don't know if they're this man's henchmen or what. Yes, I'd like to browse your wares if you would be so kind. Or are you going to do the Dark Souls 2 special of forcing me to talk to you 1,000 times? Oh. I was actually about to say perhaps this guy does not want to serve me at all, but no, he actually wanted me to talk to him 1,000 times before accessing his wares, which is great. Just brilliant. He is an excellent vendor for human effigy, if you need them. I don't really need them. I very rarely require the purchasing of human effigies. I usually pick up enough for my own personal use while playing through the game. So, hold on. Inflicts heavy damage on mindless hollows but has no effect on anything else. I don't really know if I want that. So, Yeah, no. Crude human, do as you please. I'm sure he would have been at least a little more polite if I had given him some souls. I was not minded to do so today. That was a failed attempt at a backstab. More like back punch. He looks like me a little. Yes, I suppose if I were a corpse, he would look like me. It's a bit late to be doing a backstab. I killed him before I could complete the animation, which is quite funny. Ugh, this part of the game. It's not too bad, you just have to avoid the bells, I think. Or not avoid the bells, it's up to you. You can fight the enemies if it pleases you. It, however, does not please me all that much. I might kill this friendly zombie-looking man. Perhaps friendly is a strange way to characterize him, but I guess as a light-hearted remark it worked. Alright, so if you go near those statues, these enemies do appear. And they'll summon fire, and they will be annoying to deal with. I tend to avoid them entirely because I see no reason to force myself to deal with them. I don't believe that it is required at any point. Oh, I'm gonna go and pick up that... I went close enough to cause one to appear. I'm sure it will pursue me. Yeah, hold on, let me deal with this ghost here before the nameless usurper comes after me. Well, before he reaches me, he is already coming after me. Here we go. Who should I prioritize? I can see who is the most aggressive of the two of you. That's for certain. I would love it if that were considered environmental damage and that ended up hurting the nameless usurper as well. Please do not do this to me when I'm almost out. Do you know, I just realized what I'd forgotten to do, which is terrible. I forgot to get soul gems. An oversight, to say the least. You keep the hell away from me. Two birds with one stone. Let's see if I can unlock the shortcut without needing life gems. I'll do my best. No you don't. No you fucking don't. Alright, these enemies up here, you actually don't need to strike them. You can just stand in front of them and they will eventually drop their guard. But I will deal with the ghosts first. I can break those statues? Okay. Don't know if I've ever tried. I may have just forgotten, but... yeah. So I can stand in front of them and then they will drop their guard and I can just go straight through them like that. I tend not to bother fighting them. I see no reason to. Now I need to remember which of these is the shortcut path. Got some homeward bones that I don't need. That's not the shortcut path. Oh god, here we go. No! Leave me alone. That's not it either. Oh no! To say that I'm being ambushed is really quite the understatement. They're all here. Okay, I'll destroy it. Can I destroy it? Oh, it takes a few hits to destroy them. Okay. Oh god. Alright, not worth it. Not worth it. That's not it either. Oh god. Get out of here quick. I suppose it's not as dangerous as I've been making it out to be, is it? Because I've survived this long. Running around going, oh no, I'm in danger, but in actual fact, I really was not, apparently. Okay. I will avail myself of this convenient homeward miracle that I have, and I will definitely return to the Far Fire in Majula and approach the old lady. for her wares. I knew you'd be back. Yeah, well, that's not creepy at all. I'm going to ask you to desist from making comments that make my skin crawl. No, I don't want any of those because I have 6, which is plenty. Okay. Anything else I'd like to prepare before taking on this boss? No. I think I'm ready. I will after this boss. And I do think I'll be able to kill this boss. Because it's not that hard. It's one of those bosses where if you can roll effectively enough, that's what I was prioritizing. I was prioritizing ADP because I have very little of it. That's right. I do remember that now. Okay, I'll try to focus on that for my next upgrades. Because mentioning rolling did remind me of that. So, this is one of those bosses where as long as you can effectively evade, it's not a difficult boss, even if you're rather underpowered for it. We want... which of these two? Yes, Undead Ditch is ideal. He may have lightning resistance. That's possible. But the funny thing is that this is still the ideal weapon, so if we compare this to the Pursuer's Ultra Greatsword, which is my next best weapon, it actually has more raw damage than that, so... Yep. Well, he was quite quick to attack me. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to see how many attacks I need to destroy his gravestone. Because I'm right next to the... You know what? I feel like I should have more shards of... What are they called again? Estus Flask shards. I feel like I should have more at this stage. 5 seems very low for this point in the game. I'll need to double check that. Alright. It should be at least 7, you'd think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is quite normal for this progress. Alright, so I'm going to hug this side. You can do the same on... I may not have that much of an effect. What I'm going to try to do, perhaps without much success, because I'm going to try to get through here. Let's see if I can do it. No, that's not going to work, is it? No. Why did I even bother? Perhaps I should coax them. Or try to do it. That's what I used to do. I used to coax them away from that door and then just go past them. Because the reality is I do not have the time to fucking fight them. One of them is standing by the door, of course. So annoying. Alright, so there is one that stays by the door, very annoyingly. And there we go, we made it. I'm skipping that because I'm not interested. I have plenty of life gems, I'm just going to use those. I have not fought this guy recently. Oh yes, I have enough damage. I can actually take a hit fairly well. This armor is so good. Alright, I need to watch my stamina. But yeah, he's an easy boss, to be honest. Once you know what his attacks are, you can just evade most of his stuff. And I did die because I'm playing like actual shit. It is worth mentioning that my ADP is terrible. It's very low. So therefore, my iframes when rolling are very limited. But I can just try again, can't I? In fact, I will aim to get through there even faster this time. I will coax the enemies out and away from that boss gate. Because to be honest, who the fuck is going to stand there and kill all of those enemies every time they want to attempt that boss fight? It's ridiculous. Like, no one's going to do that. They might see, perhaps on one occasion, that it's difficult to get through that with all these enemies here. But, you know, they're going to keep trying. They're going to find ways to not have to kill all these enemies every time. Because it is, to be honest, completely ridiculous to kill all those enemies. So, yeah, no. It's not happening. It's not happening now, and it certainly wasn't happening in the past either. I was not putting up with that. So yeah, you just sort of time your rolls correctly, and it's an easy fight. I need to not do that attack. I really don't like that strong attack at all. I am playing so stupidly. To stand there and take that hit in that way is absurd. I do like that his bell rings every time he hits you. I think you can hit him that whole time, can't you? I think you can. He becomes a little more resistant here, I believe. That last hit that I got off on him is not at all representative of his current resistance. He was just in an invulnerability period. Not totally invulnerable, but I guess what you would say, he had a defensive mode there. Ow. Let's not squander it. Let's ensure that we are keeping on top of... No, I didn't mean an Estus Flask. No! Oh, almost got terribly punished for that. You idiot! Why is everything that you do so slow? You can't even fucking crush a thing. You can't even crush a thing in your hand fast enough to keep up with this boss, you prick. Seriously. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think that I could do it fast enough, but I couldn't. Shockingly, I couldn't. Unbelievable. Let's try it again. That's a lovely image you've put in my head. Paul, thank you. Go. Once again, let's make the run to the boss door. It's not that far. It's just, you have to have that added dance of ducking and weaving around the enemies and pulling them away from the door. Which is something I would rather not be doing, but here we are. What I certainly don't want to have to deal with is losing health before I engage the boss. That is unacceptable in every way. Too late. I'm getting my soul, sorry mate. It's only 11,000, but... Why am I just standing there and taking that hit like an idiot? Seriously. Oh, he's got a follow-up. I'm actually going to default to life gems for this fight. Because to be honest... Oh, I do not have the stamina to continue there because I rolled twice instead of once. For reasons unknown to me. I guess I nervously double tapped. I find it easier to evade him by going to the left side, which is actually closer to the beginning animations of his swings, but I find that easier to time, actually. Alright. He goes straight into attacks there, so... Alright, what are you doing? He's doing a ranged attack, that's fine. I will use this as an opportunity to heal myself a little bit. Because as you can see, easy enough to contend with. What? How did that still hit me? Then of course, you see what I mean? Like, I'm already dealing with the shitty mechanics of the game, enough as it is. And then I have to also deal with a boss. I don't know if it's worth doing this. Oh, that's probably really dangerous. I hadn't even considered that. That's funny. My stamina is low, so I'm going to recover a bit of that first. Playing it safe. Alright, I'll coax you into an attack so that I can heal myself. We're playing it safe, we're not fucking this one up. I'll do 2 attacks and then roll to the side. I have observed the effectiveness, or the effective arc, of that attack. It's rather similar to what is called the Pursuers, not Pursuers, Dark Hail I think it was called in the old games. Well, the old game singular, Dark Souls 1. Don't get greedy. Greed is what causes you to fail boss fights. Speaking from experience, of course. I actually don't know where the entrance is. Okay. Keep away from those enemies. I don't want to deal with them. Uh-oh! Look out! 66603. Anyway. Let's go and pick this stuff up. Just the King's Ring. I don't know if we can access this memory, no. Alas, nothing happened. Here's our friend. What's his name again? Vendrick, I think. But yes, we have the King's Ring now. And that means we can technically do some really excessive soul farming. Really excessive soul farming. To the point where we really don't need to worry about prioritizing certain stats or not, because we're going to get all the souls that we need. It's the Giant Lord soul farming, which I do in all of my playthroughs. You guys haven't seen it since my old Let's Plays, if you even watched them, which you likely didn't. So, yeah, it'll be enjoyable to do that again. I will probably, first and foremost, consume all of this stuff. It may be that I can use the Soul of Velstadt to get something good for Faith build, so I will double check that. I'll see what I can make with the Soul of Velstadt. I'm being attacked by someone, I think. Who's attacking me? It's you. How about you get a life? Come on. Get over here. Oh, the Emerald Herald is over there. I really should speak with her. Oof, that actually kills him. That's quite impressive. Alright, what do you have to say for yourself?
This ring is the symbol of the king. Use it to gain passage, and venture to bearer than one without him.
Yes. And that's all she has to say. They don't even let her repeat it for me if I happen to skip some of it. That's it. You only get to hear it once. Yes, his hammer can cast miracles. I do remember that. I'm just wondering if he has miracles that I can forge as well. Velstadt Soul. Soul of Velstadt. It is the Sacred Oath miracle, which I have forgotten the effect of. So it's more of a support spell when playing multiplayer. It increases your damage and also the damage of allies. Attack and defense, actually. Now, whether or not that has a significant effect on your own damage and defense, I couldn't say. I would say most of the benefit to using this miracle is the effect that it would have, you know, how you multiply its effects across multiple people. I'd say that is where the true strength of that lies. I don't think it would be worth using on your own, so I will check this Sacred Chime Hammer and see if it's something I want to make. At the moment, it's looking like something I want to make. Except, well no, I have 11 intelligence, so it actually has an intelligence requirement of 12. I can certainly meet that requirement without issue, and furthermore, like I said, that doesn't really matter now anyway because I will be grinding souls through the Giant Lord, so that's no problem. Let's see what the scalings are like. It's a B scaling through strength and B through dark, which is basically faith. And that's the regular scaling. No, dark is linked to intelligence, I think. I think dark is linked to intelligence. Well, in other words, I think it is primarily linked to intelligence, but you do get an increase in dark BNS from upgrading faith. It's just intelligence is better for that. But let's find out. We shall make our way back to Majula and try to establish how much dark BNS we're actually accruing, or I don't know if accruing is the word, but you know. How much is it being increased as we level up? Specifically with our faith, as opposed to intelligence, because I will not be upgrading intelligence for... Oh, I thought I had 11 intelligence. I do not. I have 4, which is very different to 11. So dark BNS does increase, but quite minimally. You can see, however, like, look at the difference. Technically, dark BNS goes up when you increase faith. But it's not going up through those 3 level ups. But check this out. That increases exponentially faster. So... I wonder if I want to use it. Let's see what the effect of the chime hammer is. Well, I may as well make it, to be honest, because... what am I going to get out of consuming the soul? 3,000 souls, which is not worth it, especially not at this point. The only problem is that it also requires petrified dragon bones, which conflicts with my Lost Sinner's sword. That's a little frustrating. If I made it lightning, it would have a C scaling in strength, a B scaling in lightning, and a B scaling in dark. But it would lose just under 40 attack, which is not great. I don't know if that would make up the difference. Okay, so what does it say? Okay, so the miracle is affinity. Ugh. So basically what we saw in the boss fight. Apparently it is recommended to infuse it with dark to increase the power of the special attack. Which is understandable, but my only concern is whether or not my dark damage is going to be enough. Unless I change this build to be more of an intelligence faith build, which I honestly could do, and I'll tell you why. It's because Dark Souls 2, at least in terms of how I approach it, and I'm sure most people approach it in this way, it's the sort of game where you can have a very high soul level build with, you know, it will be a very built up character because you can very easily grind souls through using bonfire ascetics. So I actually think I might center this build around this weapon at least a little bit, and I will obviously have miracles to go along with that, or hexes as they're called as well. At least I think they're called that still. Let me have a look at... I'm sorry that you guys are not actually seeing the website as I do this. I just don't really want to take the time to set up screen sharing. So, I'm going to check spells. I'm going to... well, not spells, you know what I mean. Miracles. Let's look at hexes. So we've got Dark Orb. I'm going to see what requires the talisman, or the chime, as it's called in this game. So Scraps of Life. Dark Storm. Oh, that's the Navlan attack. That one's quite good if I remember correctly. It certainly hurts when Navlan does it to you, so... yeah. That's interesting. About that. Climax fires a dark orb at the cost of all your souls. Wow. Damage dealt scales with souls sacrificed. Oh, it deals maximum damage at 5,000 souls sacrificed. Well, that sounds really good. That sounds incredibly good when you are going through New Game Plus, because, or levels beyond New Game Plus as well, because, quite frankly, that's not many souls at that level, so... yeah, that sounds like a very good boss killing spell. I'd imagine that Climax at 5,000 souls with a build that is optimized to deal maximum damage with dark hexes, I'd imagine that to be very good. Let's do that. I've made my decision. I'm not going to take the time to get the hexes yet, but I will start working towards making this a hex build. That sounds more fun, actually. I have been convinced that that's probably the best thing for me to do, based on this weapon that I have acquired. And I will actually infuse it with dark. I do not know if I have a stone that can do that, so I will check. I haven't even made the thing yet. Dark Knight Stone, I do. Now, as I said, and as I suggested, it is unfortunate, I will have to use my petrified dragon bones, not for this weapon that I'm currently using, but instead for this chime, which is annoying, but particularly because I don't have any on me right now, but whatever. Let's try to find Weaponsmith Ornifex. Where am I going for that? Brightstone Cove. Chapel Threshold, I think, is where I want to go. Dark is linked to whatever you have higher. Okay. So it can be... well, alright. Still, I will be increasing my intelligence, because that seems like a good idea. Seems I've already killed the crystal lizard here, shockingly. I'm going to close this door, even though it doesn't make much of a difference. It just feels more private. Let's have a private talk, lady. I can't really make that noise. Sounds like I'm throwing up. Trade. Oh yes. Sacred Chime Hammer. I do not yet have enough strength to wield it, but that's alright. That will soon change. And I will also try to... oh, maybe I have to do that through... yes, I cannot do it through you. That's alright. Oh yes, I will come back and see you again. I have left that item behind those bookcases, but that's alright. I will return for it later, which is probably what I said last time I left it there. Macduff's workshop. Let's go and infuse our weapon with Dark Knight Stone via Macduff. Shut up. I thought he was going to reject me for a second. Don't give me I ought to fetch a new ember. I've already given you one as I understand it. Alright, where's this hammer? Okay, I can't upgrade it, we have established that, but we can infuse it with dark, which I'm going to do, because that makes sense to me, to make the special attack stronger. And I'm also going to be putting more effort into increased dark BNS going forward, so therefore, I'm happy to double down on the dark. Upgrade. Alright. Now, I'm trying to remember. Yes, I remember now. Is there a prerequisite to accessing the giant memories? Like, is there something I need to be in possession of? I don't remember. I don't think there is. I think I just need to get to them. Or once I reach a certain point in the game, I will be able to access them, I think. I don't remember if there's an item or something I need to do to be able to access them. I don't remember. Well, I suppose we can find out. Let's make our way to the Forest of Fallen Giants. Got an itchy eye now. It's one thing after another. Oh, I do still have 74,000 souls, but I suppose we'll carry those into this memory. You can access all of the memories at whatever pace you want. You don't have to access particular memories at a particular time. I'm trying to remember how to get over there. Because I don't remember. There's a specific way to do it, and I've forgotten. I don't think I can go through this door. I think it doesn't open from this side. Oh no, it does. Use the soldier's key. Okay. Well, very good. Just making sure there's no one around. Produce symbol of the king. Yes, sir. You just need to equip it once, and then you can unequip it again. I don't know what I had equipped. I think it was... Oh no, it was second dragon. So. Alright. Let's see if I can access this memory. I think I can. Part of me feels like I shouldn't be able to, but... I suppose we'll find out. Every time you do this, make sure you go down here and get... this twinkling titanite. Because if I remember correctly, it does reappear every time you use a bonfire ascetic. No, it shouldn't. No, it does. It does. I'm pretty sure it does. Alright, so let's rest of this bonfire. Of course, I have been very much falling behind on my shards, my Estus Flask shards. I can... Aha, I do require something, and I've forgotten what it is. Damn it. Just when you think you can rely on your memories of the game. What do I need? I had a feeling I needed something. Oh, it's... I need to go to the dragon area, I think. Let me try to remember how to get there. So if I trace... my steps back in my memory, so from that point, how do I get there? Trying to remember how to get to that area, just before the... How do I get there? I'm going through all the paths in the game in my mind, trying to figure out which one gets me there. Have I reached an impasse? Have I been unable to continue in a certain direction so far? I think I have. Yes, I remember it. It is a king's door. It is a king's door. It's the one in the shaded woods. I'm glad I remembered that. The only way that I was able to remember that is literally by expanding my mind and trying to remember all of the different directions you can go in this game. And then through process of elimination, you know, you figure out which one you haven't been to yet. So, which of the two is it? I think it's this one. I think it's the one that's straight ahead. Pretty sure. Yeah, it is this one. So, I was correct in that I required the symbol of the king, but that was for a different reason. That's because I remembered this particular giant's memory that contains the last giant being behind a king's door. But there's another door that we must open first before we reach that. Stop equipping that shit. Alright, this will eventually lead to the dragon's area. Not immediately. But yes, we need to speak to a large dragon. I don't remember what the item's called, I just remember that we need to be in possession of it to be able to access Giant's memories. We just got a petrified dragon bone, which is great news. We still can't actually use the... I don't want to fight these fucking things, I just realised. I don't want to fight them. I've changed my mind. I'm sorry. But yeah. We still do... Yep, this is why. That's fine, I don't mind. That was my mistake. I should have just avoided them and rested at the bonfire, but I didn't do that. My soul is right in front of me. How convenient is that? Alright, so I'm going to consume this, and I'm going to level up. Sometimes I use a bonfire ascetic on the upcoming dragon boss, but I'm not that desperate for the souls right now. I will travel to Majula, I will level up. I think I'm nowhere near 40 strength, I'm closer to 30. I don't think I'll be able to level up that much. I could be wrong though, what are we at? We are exactly 30 strength, that's where we are. Which is not going to work. I can prioritize strength in that way, let's just do that, whatever. I don't think we'll reach 40 before we actually start taking on the Giant Lord, but whatever. Can't even two-hand yet. Ugh, so heavy. Oh well. We will be getting some more petrified dragon bones, there we are. Because we are heading to the dragon's area, which, indeed, is filled with rare items. It's very good. In that sense. Oh god. I forgot that being petrified completely reduces your health bar like that. It of course makes sense. It harkens back to being cursed in Dark Souls. I apologise if you feel like I haven't gone to greater lengths to build my character as I've gone along in this game. I will endeavour to build my character more proactively next build. I'm just getting used to... Here we go. Aslatiel of Mira. So this is Lucatiel's older brother, I think. Seriously. Come on. This is how bad you are. You are actually a terrible warrior. I don't remember your story, so maybe that makes some people cringe to hear me say. But seriously, I was able to consume an entire Estus flask in Dark Souls 2 in front of you while you're swinging your weapon and you still were unable to hit me. It's rather sad. Goodbye. Alright. I remember the demo of this game where this dragon comes alive. I mean, it's coming alive now, but I thought it was a boss or something in the actual demo. Like, when I saw it in the demo, I genuinely thought it was a boss that we had to fight. It's not that it was a demo, it was the first reveal trailer, that's the word I'm looking for, trailer. The original reveal trailer, and I was like, oh my god, giant dragon in place that looks like an Orlando. Oh my god. It was exciting. I have some items to pick up. Which I believe included a petrified dragon bone. Yeah, you would be. You would be resistant, wouldn't you? I've no qualms about just beating on these enemies, I don't care. Look how many of them I'm having to deal with at once. God. Alright. Yeah, I really am playing in the most meat-headed way possible. That is not an attack that was working at all. That was just not a good strategy. Watch and learn, ladies and gentlemen. This is how not to play the game. That's another demonstration of how not to play the game. Fucking hell. And goodbye. They give a very meager number of souls as well. So, I will try to use some lightning spears on you. I'd like to deal some damage from a distance, in other words. Oh my god. You do not actually take any damage from lightning, which does not bode well for me going forward. Yeah, so that fucking tail right there is bad news. It hurts, and look, I don't recall it being worth even killing this guy. Worth it. Alright, keep away from the tail. He just has a lot of health. He's not that hard to fight. He would likely die faster if it weren't for his lightning resistance. It's good of you to do that. It's an excellent opportunity to attack you. I think that was 3,000 souls. I didn't quite keep track. And I think there's a chest over this way. And by over this way, I mean down this long corridor. I think it's a mimic. It's not? It's not. I just had a suspicion. It sort of looks like it would be, doesn't it? Bonfire Ascetic times 2, that is absolutely worth it. Bonfire Ascetics are not in limitless supply. You could argue that they are because you get them infinitely from the boss that we will be fighting soon, which is whatever it's called, the Giant Lord. But that's only for use against that specific boss. So in that sense, it's really not an endless supply. I'm just trying to remember how to access Navlan. I don't really want to rescue Navlan, so I won't bother actually. Let's just scratch that idea. Navlan can bugger off. Alright. I will actually use a Pharos Lockstone. This is one of those Pharos Lockstones that I tend to make use of, just because, well, Pharos Locks, I guess, that I tend to make use of because it's just more convenient to have this place lit. So, yeah, I'm quite happy to use one. I am close to a bonfire, but I don't think I'm close enough for me to be able to continue using this weapon, so I will change to the Pursuer's Ultra Greatsword. Oh, fuck you. No. Prick. I'm happy to do that attack. That was satisfying. The problem with me is that I always forget precisely where this bonfire is. Always. Hello. I don't remember how to fight you. I do believe that you can just break through that, can't you? If you can't, then what the hell? I am quite happy to just slowly but surely kill you. I suppose depending on your weapon you might not actually be able to hit him through that cage. That's a point. This weapon evidently can. And he's dead. I just don't want to deal with him and the troll that's on the other side of that. Okay, so there is a secret door somewhere. Probably not here. Far out. Hold on, is it down here? It might be. No, it's not. Or is it? Yeah, it might be. Where the fuck is it? I never know where it is. It is one of those things that I almost never remember. There's a secret door. I think it is past this one. It's not just a guess. Oh my god, there's 2 fucking enemies to deal with. Fuck off. Alright. I'm going to do something, and it is called running away from the enemies. Alright, so we're going to continue ahead here. I don't think there is a secret. Every single time, I cannot find this fucking door. Alright, go through it. Just burst through. Burst through. Quick. Quick. Burst through. Burst through. I swear there is one on the other side of this. There has to be. No, what are you doing? Maybe he doesn't come out if the other one's here. I'm quite sure that there is another troll that bursts through those doors and actually smashes them. What are you doing? What's he attacking? Alright, yeah, you do that. You fall on your ass, and I'll go through here. Seriously. Oh, it's this one. Oh, hold on. Secret door? No. Alright, burst through, quick. Quick, quick, quick. Oh my god. At this rate, I'm just going to be engaging the boss. I never remember where that fucking thing is. I never remember. Where is that goddamn door? It's so strange. I can never remember. No matter how many years pass and no matter how many times I check a fucking walkthrough, I just can't remember where that door is. It is insane. Is it here? No. Is it here? No. To open a secret door in this game, you press X next to it. I remember that. Bonfire ahead in short, try ladder. Oh, it's here. Yes. It's because there's something about this room and the other more yellowy looking room that confuse me, like they look similar to each other. There's the door. Fucking hell. That's why I can never remember. It's because I keep getting confused between this location and the yellow location. That's why. Okay. Now we can use that other weapon, which is obviously better. And we'll take on the boss. And then that will probably conclude this recording. Good God. This guy respawns, as you can see. Lovely. Okay. This boss is fairly simple. Just a bit of fun, really. I'm not sure what his resistances are like. So once you learn how to fight him, he is easy enough. Just stay away from him if he's flying in the air, I guess. Also, don't do that. I think he can grab you and eat you and stuff. Something like that. Something like that. He also stamps on the ground like that. No point having your shield out, actually, now that I think about it. That attack there might actually be an eating attack. I'm quite sure he has an eating attack. I don't think I'm misremembering that. Just stand as far away as you can from the fire, and you should survive. Oh. Oh, now he's going to breathe fire from the opposite direction. So you just stand over here. That fire does hurt a lot. It's worth mentioning. So, the strategy is to not get hit by it. Unsurprisingly. But you can see it's not that complicated to avoid. Now. I aim for the legs because they're usually easier targets. I really didn't need to dance with the dragon at the end there, but I was being extra careful. An easy boss to fight repeatedly, I should mention. If you do feel inclined to use a bonfire ascetic for extra souls, you can go and do that. I missed out on that item, whatever that is. I do not feel so inclined, so I will not do that. Unless I've just made a mistake in consuming this Guardian Dragon Soul, which I don't think I have. And, yeah, that's that. Big red chicken. That is an apt description. We are heading up to the Dragon Eyrie now, where we will acquire an item which is about as good as our Homeward Miracle. Technically better, actually. It's called the Aged Feather. It is an unlimited use Homeward Bone. Yes, now give Bearer of the Curse the Aged Feather, thank you, lady. Many thanks. And our first bonfire of the Dragon Eyrie is just here. We are at 76,000 souls. I will return to the Emerald Herald, consume those souls to level up, and then I will return. Actually, I'll go to the Dragon Eyrie and then finish up the recording so that when I next load into the game I know where I am. Otherwise I may forget. Who knows how much time will pass between now and when I next record. I'm going to try and not have it be too far in the future, but anything's possible. Alright. We will travel once again to the Dragon Eyrie. And that's that. Oh, I got a petrified dragon bone, did I? That's very good. I didn't notice that I picked one up. Oh, were you saying the thing that I went past? Okay, well I'd best go back and get that. That is something that I will do as a priority. Can I even go back? Fuck, how did I get here? I think... no, hold on. This is not the direction I want to go. I want to go this way. I can certainly go back. Or can I not? Did I drop down here? I did drop down here, but there's a way to get up, I think. Yes. Like so. And then... fuck. Where to from here? Did I drop down into here? What's going on? Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I will go and get that petrified dragon bone. I was actually quite willing, just for the sheer inconvenience of, you know, going back and getting it and just leaving it. But if it's a petrified dragon bone, I am not going to leave that. I need as many of those as I can get. Okay. So... that will mean that we're at 2, and we do stand to gain even more of them as we kill crystal lizards in this area. No, that means we will have 3, sorry. Did I say 3 or 2? I actually meant to say 2, but I would have been wrong if I said 2. Who knows? Very nice Landscape. Alright, let's pick up this item. And then we will... Wasn't that a dragon scale? Well, that was a dragon scale. Yeah, that was a dragon scale. Well, there you go. You were wrong about it. That's alright. I can understand why you thought it was. It mentions dragons in both cases. Well, that's it for this live stream. I do thank you all for joining me. I will see you when I'm next recording in either Dark Souls or whatever else I am recording, and I will bid you all farewell for now. I hope you enjoyed. So long.